Well, welcome back to part 3 of 3 of RP_Southside. I'm very glad I've been able to make a couple videos on this map because I'm just so starstruck at the level of detail this map offers. There are so many role-playing type maps or just like larger scale city maps or urban maps where there's not a single thing to do in it besides look at the buildings from the outside. And even when there is a building to go inside of, it's never really furnished. There's nothing really in there either to interact with or just to look at. The exception to this is obviously Asheville, because Asheville is also very detailed and has a lot of interiors to interact with and look around. So in this video I will be going over the hidden secrets of the map. With such an impressive scale and thousands of inputs and outputs throughout the map, it is really easy to hide things. So yeah, I'll show you what I had discovered on my own and also what the community had discovered far before I even discovered the map. Let's jump into it. So I'm going to start off with the things that are definitely less hidden, but are just some interactables around the map that I found really interesting. And if you didn't look around for very long, you probably didn't notice them. First off, if you watched my first video, there is an entire sewer system beneath Southside, and there are a couple things going on down there. Other than it just being a labyrinth of darkness and sewage, there is actually a room that you can turn on and off the lights in the whole place, so you can either make it super spooky or a bit less spooky. There is a little pitfall where you instantly die to a bunch of rats, but there's another pitfall where if you fall into it, the current will take you out to the middle of the ocean. I would never have done this if my friend didn't go down there in the first place because I thought I would just die, but no, it's its own little secret passage out to the middle of the ocean. That could be a fun way of escaping in the middle of an RP situation, I think. Another thing that I've always tried in every single Gmod map is try to interact with the vending machines on the map. I just always hoped one day that one would actually work. And that hope finally came true with this map. What you're seeing right now is the vending machine handing out a nice, cool can of Coca-Cola. And another one that's definitely more out in the open is the club area. The club area is so insane to me because not only are you able to control the lights and the smoke and the color of the lasers, you also have 10 different tracks on there of different club music playing. You're able to start and stop the music, and just take a look at the I/O of this section. It is mind-boggling how many interactables there are and how much control you have over this room. It's so perfect for an RP map. Here's where things start getting a bit more obscure. By the Catholic Church, there's a graveyard. And if you walk into this graveyard, there's a couple of gravestones, including one saying, "The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog."
I'll be back.
John Yeast, pardon me for not rising, Waldo, and finally, For Rent, very small, 1 bedroom, neighbors, dead quiet. Now, other than a couple of puns, there is actually an interactable here. There is a shovel right next to the For Rent grave, and when you interact with the shovel and the grave, you are able to actually dig a 6-foot deep hole, and you're actually able to fill up that hole once you've dug it out. So it seems to be a way to bury someone alive or dead for RP purposes. I think it's pretty interesting. Another more obscure area of the map is next to the tire shop. There's a completely pitch black room, so you can't really see it when you no-clip. But if you no-clip directly into it, you can see a small little moon and the credits of the map. But the one interactable in the room is the moon. If you click on the moon and then go back outside, you can see the gargantuan moon that's now in the sky. It's rather interesting, definitely more of just a stylistic choice, but it's a fun little option that you have. And another really, really obscure interactable on the map is that on the very top of the bank, there's a bottle of pills, and if you take the pills on top of the building, you are teleported into some rather weird places. Here's a video of them now. So yeah, it seems to be some like spacious vacuumous void with like hopscotch on the ground. I don't know what that's about. And then you're just tossed into the middle of the ocean. So you go on some crazy drug trip. And I did see a comment on this exact interactable that says it's a Cry of Fear reference, which is very interesting. The entirety of Cry of Fear is about a man who's clinically depressed and is on medications and basically the whole game is them going through this nightmarish experience of hallucinations and monsters and being chased and all that. So if it is a Cry of Fear reference, that's rather interesting. And the final Easter egg, and definitely the most interesting lore-wise, is that there's a telephone in the middle of the park that apparently when it rings, you're able to answer it. Now, I was never able to get it to ring, but using the I.O. gun, I was able to activate all the sound effects myself. Check out what this phone plays.
Hello and welcome to the Mental Health Hotline. If you are obsessive compulsive, press 1 repeatedly. If you are codependent, ask someone to press 2 for you. If you have multiple personalities, press 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you are paranoid, we know what you are and what you want. Stay on the line and we'll trace your call. If you're delusional, press 7 and your call will be transferred to the mothership. If you are schizophrenic, listen carefully. The small voice will tell you which number to press. If you are depressive, it doesn't matter which number you press, no one will answer you. If you're dyslexic, press 69696969. If you have a nervous disorder, please fidget with the hash key until the beep. After the beep, please wait for the beep. If you have a short-term memory loss, please try your call again later. And if you have low self-esteem, hang up. All our operators are too busy to talk to you.
There are definitely some shorter, more humorous ones, but there are two that really stand out. The first one is the little kid whispering 11 days. 11 days to what? It's super random, I feel, but it's done in a way that's almost creepy. And the other one that's interesting is the mental health hotline that in their in their automated response actively triggers every single mental health that they claim to help with. I don't know if this is from a source game of some sort. If it is, I've never heard it, but it's just rather interesting, I think. But yeah, all of these things can be found around the map, and it took me a while to find quite a bit of them. The map is so large, so detailed. Again, I have to use the term labor of love because it's so impressive to me what people are able to do with the Source engine. I have now taken a bit of a look at making a Gmod map myself, and it is quite complicated to look at. So the fact that a small team is able to create such an in-depth environment, that's honestly more impressive than some fully paid video game. Congratulations to Fishkey, the creator of this map, and these other giant urban environments. Clearly they have a style. It's super impressive that you're able to do this, and hopefully this trilogy did it justice. And as always, until next time.